Okay, so these are my two blades that this video is about. It's the kHHI Cookery House D-Bad Preacher and the Cookery House's little biltong, little 5-inch cookery, and Donny B's Preacher. So, haven't done anything about these, but there is a couple of little issues with these. I definitely haven't jumped up and down about them. I didn't know what to do, and I only brought this up because I brought it up in the sub comments yesterday on one of the Shredder family's videos. And it's mainly about, I was questioning the hardness of these blades. So you can probably see on the tip here that's been rolled over and bent. Okay, and it actually bent over exceptionally easy for the task I was doing at hand. And yes, I thought about it many times. I could easily just file that off and sharpen it up, but shouldn't really have to do that. It's not even sticking in. And this little biltong has got a significant roll. Can I focus this in? Sorry on the camera work, but that's got a significant roll and chip in this blade. It's like really pronounced, like it really catches your finger. I'm sure you can see that. I can see a bit of something there, and look at that. That's a good, and there's other little dings in it near it, but that's the big major one. Okay, now the other slight problem with, well, there's a couple of things with the Preacher, and I don't have the camera, I don't have the camera skills to be able to show you, and it's going to be really hard to do this, but so I'll hold it out like that. That's my tripod, that's where I film from, and we've just got a huge burst of sun. Okay, so what I'm trying to show you is this thing's now bent, and it wasn't when I got it. I checked it when I got it. I watched a video about someone being disappointed about their bent blade. Now, I made some comments after watching that video, and it may not have been 100% straight, but it wasn't quite this bent. This is going to be the really hard one to show you, because I'm just going to move it side to side, but I think you can just start to see it a little bit, maybe around there. When I get to that little angle there, as opposed to that side, but shadows and things are going to play a role in it, and this side it's going to be near impossible. You have to have it in your hand really to see it, but not only is it bent, but it's kind of like, I don't know what you call it, twisted maybe? It's twisted to the right hand side. It's kind of got a bend and a twist at the bottom of the belly. Right, that's yeah, I know that you aren't going to be able to see it, you've got to handle it, but I'll just move these things and I'll get back now. So when I first made my first couple of videos, right at the very start, it's probably within about the first 5 videos I made, this was the target log that I really smashed into. Okay, so these two things that we're looking at here, impact sights, one's from the, I believe this one here is the power hammer the kHHI House power hammer, and that's the D-Bad Preacher. So what I'm showing is this is 10 strikes on each. Oops, where are we? Okay, there. It's hard to see because of the sun and I can't see the screen. So there's 10 impacts in each sight, and you can see the Preacher did bite a bit deeper than the power hammer, even though the power hammer is a lot heavier knife, but it's got a fatter edge. So the Preacher did do better. Both knives weren't sharp, but I'm also now thinking that if they were sharp with a fine edge, they probably would have been more damage than they are. Now this stuff here is seasoned, ridiculously hardwood. So these knives aren't made to try and chop through this stuff. I was just doing ridiculous amateur YouTube spastic stuff just to show how indestructible my Preacher was. Now these are also the impact sights of the Trailhawk Cold Steel Trailhawk Tomahawk, and that one's from the Rifleman Hawk. So the Rifleman Hawk is stuff like this happens. So at the end of the day, if you were just to do normal tasks, killing bears and buffalo and things like that, I think you'd have no drama. Hitting it into excessively hard seasoned eucalypt, you might run into difficulties. Now that same eucalypt hardwood timber that I'm talking about, everything struggles through that, whether that's axes, tomahawks, silky saws, Preacher knives, etc., etc., even chainsaws. It's renowned for blunting chainsaws. So it's certainly not no pussy sort of wood. So yeah. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I am going to send an email to the kHHI House, let them know what's happened here. I don't expect anything from them, but maybe they could look after me a little bit with another purchase or something. I'd really like I'll talk to them about the tempering and the hardness and things like that, and I'd really like maybe one of D-Bad's little big men or Campmaster, probably the Campmaster really. So anyway, that's all there is to do on that. And there's Jessie. I was just, if you heard a little whimper, I was just twisting her fur around on her neck. Okay, see you guys.